You make a really, I think,
What is this?
great a great point about the distortion of the word victim, that the word victim has now come to mean someone without agency, someone who
Mm.
suffers harm and has no agency. And you make the point that that's really not what it means, and that a person can have agency and still be a victim. And that sort of logic, the other logic, is used to kind of justify sex workers. Like, they're deciding to do it, so it must be okay. There's no victim here because these women are deciding to, sell their bodies, which, I thought was an excellent point. And I imagine it goes to what you were just saying, all these other issues that are interconnected that don't really have to do with trans per
Right.
se.
No, this is like, I found myself sort of going to war on liberal feminism. Maybe, I know there's a bit of conceptual confusion here. So sort of whatever is the culturally dominant form of feminism. I think in the book, I just called it mainstream feminism, but it really is a sort of a form of liberal feminism. It gets so much wrong, and it really doesn't serve women's interests. And the way that you just noted is one of the ways, right? Like, there's such a strong rhetoric these days about, like, well, if a woman chooses it, that's kind of the end of the matter. Like, the be all and end all for sex is consent. And the be all and end all for sex work or featuring in pornography is she agreed or she accepted it or she got paid or she chose it or whatever. And so we end up setting this really high bar on what it would take for there to be a problem, like a political problem. Maybe she had to have been sex trafficked, or she had to have been raped or subject to serious coercion. And again, like, as a feminist, I think you want to be able to say more than that. You want to be able to look around at a society that is promulgating all sorts of horrifying ideas about women and what women are for through pornography, and say something a little more critical and constructive that will, like, help younger women who are seeing that stuff and struggling with what to think about it. You want to be able to say something more than, well, she chose it and that's her choice, or that's empowering for her and each person gets to decide that for themselves.